burning right at the middle of the hill here. So if you're on the 210 freeway and you look to the north, that entire hillside is going to be on fire, spanning a stretch of about 3 to 5 miles at this point. If we widen out the shot, we'll show you the fire line there going left to right and all of the smoke that's being put out, again, by the creek fire here. And this has only been burning a little over an hour, so you can imagine the scale of the firefight that these guys have ahead of them here, given the fact that, according to Henry, you know, we are talking about the heavy winds that are going to be with us throughout the day here. So this is a very active firefight that is going to be with us for the better part of the day, if not longer here. And again, we did hear that people may be trapped. Without any direct confirmation of that, we're going to try and gather some more information. But the people that are trapped, by our best estimates, are going to be on the other side of the flames that you're seeing right here. So this is going to be just an incredibly delicate situation here. So we will try again and monitor the situation and bring it to you as it breaks. Guys. Okay. Are you hearing anything? We want to stick to the channel that had the Hope Gardens. Little T, Kegel. Can you look up Hope Gardens School? 5 has that traffic inside on my team visual. Thank you. What was 2 football fields away, Rich? It's definitely a little bit more sketchy up above 4,000. So we're going to keep it down here below, and we'll just keep a long shot. Hope Gardens. Hope Garden. Can someone look up Hope Garden School? Maybe not elementary. Maybe it's just school. The bus past that, and it's impacting the school. Warren, can you guys look up Hope Gardens School? So there is a Hope Garden School. Hope or... Okay. You'll run right into it. From the 118 at Foothill, you said? Oh, 118. Lopez Canyon. Oh boy. Okay. This is just H-O-P-E. A strong smell of smoke by Pepperdine. Traffic, Sky 5. Fire is talking about a strong smell of smoke near Pepperdine. So, heads up. They're talking about this. Yeah, go ahead. Ah, wasted radio traffic. Okay. What, Brian? Quick. Okay, that's it. Well, I have no idea what that was all about, but okay. Coming to us. Yeah. Megan, Chris, good morning again. In fact, just under an hour and a half ago is when the creek fire exploded. Right now, something on the order of about 500 acres at this point. Now, some of the affected areas are all going to be north of the 210 freeway here in the Sunland area, Tahunga, in the hillsides above. You can see LA County Fire helicopters, several of them, in fact. By last count, it was about 8 helicopters that were performing water drops on the creek fire here. Now, we did hear reports earlier that there perhaps were trapped people somewhere on the backside of the fire here. This is going to be in the hills, and for lack of a better term, in somewhat of a rural area here, where some of the homes, some of the neighborhoods are quite a ways up in the hills here. So there's the wide look. Left to right, left is going to be west, right is going to be east, so you can see the span of the fire here, at least 3 to 4 miles at this point here. Now, this fire, again, started just about an hour and a half ago north of the 210 freeway here, and it is burning very, very actively here. Over a while ago that the LA County Fire Department on the ground did spot a bus full of kids that was coming out of the fire zone here, and we understand that might have been from the Hope Gardens school, which is now being impacted by the fire. Now, if you live in this area, we're talking about some of the major streets here: Little Tahunga Canyon Road. We're also talking about Cagle Canyon Road, Lopez Canyon Road. Those are going to be some of the affected major streets that lead up into the hillsides here that this creek fire is now just consuming minute by minute here. Again, we're talking about 500 acres at last count, 8 county fire helicopters, as well as several ground teams. They are ordering up additional resources on the ground and in the area and in the air as well. They are doing the best they can to at least slow the progress of this fire here. But again, this creek fire is burning very, very actively, very visible from the 210 freeway, and the smoke is visible from nearly the entire San Fernando Valley. Guys, that is the update from overhead in Sky 5 HD, Hollywood. Well, we were up at 5,000 feet for a time, and it was just too bumpy for us, so we dropped it down to about 3,500 feet, and that's where we are right now over essentially the Sunland area just north of Burbank. I can tell you from hearing some of the fire department helicopters, they're chattering and they're giving each other position reports. They are talking about it being nearly unmanageable on the backside of the fire here because of the heavy winds, and so they are kind of backing off on some of their efforts there because they want to keep things safe. They want to do their very best to put this fire out, but again, they are talking about this being nearly unmanageable up at the higher picking up. All right, we're going to make a left hand, a right hand turn for us. Now we're coming back down. We just had to do a quick report. We're coming back down to about 3. Thanks. You hearing any scanner traffic interesting? Yeah. Yeah, Warren, go. Okay, Brian, sorry about that. No. No. Is Hope Gardens a neighborhood up there? They're calling it 1,000 acres. Yeah, it's not in the same area as the Latuna fire, but it's on the backside of the 210, the north side of the 210, so there's still plenty of hills. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's north of the 210 by maybe a mile or so, but it's a fast-moving one. Yes, Brian, go. Okay. All right. Where all those lights are off the freeway, is that Hill and Warren? Okay. Yeah, have a look at that water drop there. Chris and Megan, good morning again. The creek fire is where we are observing the efforts of the LA County Fire Department, and there are 8 helicopters that are actively working to slow the rate of this fire here. Now we're talking about a fire that was just updated a couple of minutes ago, up somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,000 acres at this point. Not surprising, given the heavy winds, the high winds that we have been experiencing up here in Sky 5 HD. We're now at 3,000 feet near the 5 and the 170 intersection here, looking up to the north at the huge line of flames expanding from west to east over here, north of the 210 freeway. So again, this fire, 1,000 acres, the LA County Fire Department is working very, very hard on slowing growth of this fire here. Now, this fire only started about an hour and a half ago. Sky 5 HD was first overhead with the images of this fast-moving brush fire here. A wind-driven brush fire that is indeed just eating up a lot of the acreage north of the 210 freeway here. Now, again, some of the affected major streets, and we're going to repeat these, Cagle Canyon, Lopez Canyon Road, as well as Little Tahunga Canyon Road are going to be some of the major access points into the hill here. And a lot of the neighborhoods that are off of those major streets are going to be under, structure protection by the LA City and LA County Fire Departments here. Now, that is going to be right near the intersection of near where Wendy Birch on the ground has been staged. Us that great report on some of the things that are happening up on the hillside here. But again, structure protection teams are trying to move into place. They're adding additional resources both in the air and on the ground. Certainly this fire expanding at a very frightening rate here, over 1,000 acres at this point in the last hour and a half, just north of the 210 freeway. You can see, just what we're looking at here. If you are on the 210 freeway and you look up to the north here, you're going to see this entire hillside lit up. Now, the 210 freeway along the 118 over to the 5, the 405. The San Fernando Valley is going to be entirely covered in smoke, especially the northern half of it, as this fire continues to burn. Guys, that is the update from overhead. Let me send it back down to you in Hollywood. TV5, you bet. I'll stay out of the way, and I'll move over towards the Whiteman area. We're good. We're good down low. Yeah, everything is good, man. If you got anything good, let me know. All right. No, we're fine. We're fine, brother. Okay. I think this bump is coming from the Vertigos. What are you hearing? I'm listening to the interview. I can't listen to scanner. On McClay? Okay. All right. What is McClay? The neighborhood off McClay? 100. Hey, fix that. Yeah. Well, we'll just get what we can get. Yeah. So neighborhoods, structures off of McClay. McClay. And Helco TV5, when able. Okay. I am, sir. Just, I don't want to bother you. Just trying to get a quick update here. Acreage and on scene. Understood. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Still eight helicopters. Fixed wing at daylight. All right. What's it called? Hope or home? Thanks. Okay. Just at some point, we're going to widen out the shot to show the big picture on the left side. In other words, the west side, that's going to be over towards Lopez Canyon Road, McClay. It looks like we have a bunch of resources, maybe even on the freeway, but I think they're heading that way. And on the right is going to be over a little bit closer to Little Tonga, Little T. So yeah. Okay. Here we go. And that's going to be those. That's structure protection going into those areas. was the name of it? Something Haven? And that's off of what street? Dang, okay. Okay, is that Home Gardens? Okay. Glen Haven? Here we go. It is the Lakeview Terrace area here just north of the 210 freeway where this fire broke out about 2 hours ago here. Still, by last count, 8 helicopters from the LA County Fire Department are actively working to at least slow the progress of this fire here. Now, where we are looking here is going to be right about the center of the fire here, right near or just north of the 210 freeway at Osborne here, where this fire is burning incredibly fast. A wind-driven brush fire here that is blowing a lot of smoke and embers into the San Fernando Valley here. Now, as we widen out the shot and move it to the left, like Rich Prickett, our Sky 5 photographer, is doing, that to the left is going to be the western flank of the fire here, the northwestern flank of the fire, and that is going to be near Lopez Canyon Road over just beyond that, over towards McClay, where we understand structural protection teams are being moved into place here. Now, a lot of people who live in that area are going to be familiar with the Glen Haven Memorial Park here. The fire is working over in that direction here, so you want to be prepared and evacuate should the need arise here. That is going to be kind of the northwestern flank of this creek fire here. We're going to move it a little bit to the center here, where a lot of that fire activity is taking place. A lot of the staging is right there that you see right at the 210 freeway at Osborne, and that is where a lot of the staging of the resources is taking place here. This fire breaking out about 2 hours ago, coming up on about 1,000 acres by last count here. So this is burning about a mile north of the 210 freeway, east to west, probably looking at something on the scale of 3 to 5 miles left to right here. So between McClay, Lopez Canyon, and moving east, we're talking about over towards Little Tahunga Canyon Road, and you can see a very active firefight. Now, we understand that there may have been people trapped on the backside of the flames there, on the backside of the smoke, where the access might have been cut off because some of those homes are only accessible via some of the fire trails that are dotting the hillside there. So again, they are working to get to a lot of the homes, a lot of the residences that might be in the fire's path, but this is a very fast-moving structure fire, a very fast-moving wind-driven fire here burning in Lakeview Terrace. Guys, let me send it back down to you.